Hi, welcome to week three. This week we are going to learn about the state, which is the primary unit of political organization in international relations. Ideally, states are territorial organizations characterized by a monopoly on the use of coercion, strong bureaucratic organizations, and increasingly they make investments in public services. There's a lot of welfareism that goes on, things like that. So we are surveying the basic components and characteristics of states, the idea of state capacity, and the problems confronting fragile and failed states. And we'll also consider why states emerged as the dominant mode of political organization as opposed to city-states or empires. Um, in understanding why the nation state came to be the dominant actor, we need to understand the role that warfare played in human history. City-states had all the advantages that an intimate view of citizenship can confer. Citizens knew one another and felt a powerful connection to their communities, but the community itself wasn't large enough to defend itself against the incursions of empires. Empires had the advantage of great size, but lacked the cohesiveness and the capacity to compel its disparate cultures to feel a sense of loyalty to the central empire. The nation state, in that sense, is sort of the just right approach. Right? Most nation states are large enough to defend themselves fairly effectively, while small enough to confer upon their citizens a sense of common history and culture. Most nation states are able to successfully instill in their citizens a love of country, which appears to be an important feature in any well-functioning state. So when we think about the United States and the sheer size and complexity and diversity of our country, is this part of the problem? We're too big. Is our grand experiment with, a continent-sized democracy ending badly? Are there simply too many Americans who reject the idea of America to sustain a competent government? What are the consequences of a dissolving America? How do we as Americans prevent such a dissolution from occurring? These are issues that we can talk about in the forum this week. The country that we're looking at this week is the United Kingdom, which again has a very long and varied history. If you read through the profile and consider the question of why it is that the United Kingdom became really the first modern nation state, what facilitated state formation on the British Isles, but not elsewhere until later. Um, Looking at the contemporary political environment in the United Kingdom, the politics of England and the Isles is dominated by Brexit, right? The referendum that was held in the summer of 2016, where a bare majority of British citizens elected to leave the European Union. The challenges associated with Brexit caused the collapse of Prime Minister Theresa May's government and led former London Mayor Boris Johnson ascending to the Prime Minister's position. What do you make of the United Kingdom's challenges associated with Brexit? What are going to be the consequences? How is that going to impact our, our one of our closest allies? We just have the weekly forum and quiz due this week, so let's make sure we get focused on those assignments. Our first country profile is due next week, and then we have our first unit exam covering chapters 1 through 6 in 2 weeks. The directions for the country profile can be found on the week 3 courses resources link. Let's have a great week.